Hey everybody, welcome to this new video. In this video I would like to talk about recent health struggles I've been having. If you're new to this channel, I have IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, and the last few years I've just been struggling with that. I've been seeing what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and the last few months I've just been struggling with it a lot, and that is what I wanted to get into today in this video. Just waiting for this little opening of the sun to pass so this weird shadow disappears. So let's just get into it. Let's start with the biggest struggle that I've been having, and this started to happen when I was home for about a month. I just started to feel uneasy in my bowel stomach area. I started to feel bloated. I started to getting light headaches here in the front of my head. I started to get congested all the way from here to like my ears. I also felt really fatigued, and at some point my mood just got brought down and I just didn't know what it was, and my first instinct was, oh, I'm home now, I'm just not feeling very happy, I'm getting into a rut, I just miss what I had in America. And also at that point the weather had made a turn for the worse, and it just was getting gloomy and dark outside, raining all the time, and I just really felt, oh, this is bringing my mood and my body down. However, it just kept getting worse and worse, and at some point I was just super constipated, which caused everything that I ate just felt like it was getting on top of each other and just couldn't get out anymore. And I just did not feel okay at all. And then it happened. There was this particular day, I could even tell you the date. It was like, well, it was the 8th of October, and after I had eaten dinner, I just got these cramps I hadn't had in years, and I just was knocked out on my bed for the rest of the evening, praying I could fall asleep. And that was just the worst feeling ever. And at that point I just started to think like it has to be something else, and I started to see what could be different in my eating pattern and just trying to figure it out what it could be. Then I discovered before I left to America I drank lactose-free milk, I ate lactose-free yogurt, and when I went to America I drank lactate, which is basically the same as lactose-free milk, and I ate coconut yogurt. And then when I got back I just hopped on back to the lactose-free milk and the lactose-free yogurt. However, apparently when in the Netherlands something is lactose-free, it's not. In the Netherlands they're allowed to put on a package that it's lactose-free when there is 0.1% or less of lactose still in the product. And apparently this was okay for me before I left to the States, but for some kind of reason, maybe because I changed my eating pattern, because as far as I know, the research I did, the lactate does not contain any lactose at all, and the yogurt I ate was plant-based, so it also didn't contain lactose at all. So maybe because I wasn't used to it anymore, or maybe I built up an even bigger intolerance for it, I just couldn't handle the lactose-free in the Netherlands anymore. After I discovered this and realized this has to be it, I immediately changed up my eating pattern. I did not touch the yogurt and the lactose anymore, and I went with plant-based products, and I almost immediately felt the difference. After a few days I wasn't constipated anymore, and all the like uneasy feelings, the headaches, the congestion, the fatigue feeling, it kind of disappeared. It's funny because sometimes you're really gonna doubt yourself, like, am I just being crazy? Can I really not process the lactose? But then you have times like this and you just see this massive change and you know, like, it's really true, and I just have to deal with it. I moved to the kitchen because I wanted to show you guys some of the products I eat now. Let's start with the milk I use now. I use this coconut drink and I really like it. However, there's one problem to it: you can't foam it. We have two different ways to foam, one in our coffee maker itself and one that is separately. I tried both ways, but I just can't get this milk to foam. So maybe it's me, or maybe it's just this milk that I can't foam, but now I just make a coffee and pour some of it in it, and that works for me as well. So no cappuccino anymore, but I'm liking this one. Then for yogurt, I've been eating this one the last few days. However, normally I eat the natural one, and that one has a hint of coconut milk in it, because I really love coconut milk and coconut yogurt. Those are my most favorite ones. However, coconut yogurt in the Netherlands is crazy expensive. That's why I settled with my mom for a soy one with a hint of coconut. However, they were discounted last week, and that was why a lot of them were sold out. So I went with the vanilla instead because they didn't have the other one anymore. And then ones I also eat, but that's more like a dessert. This one is new and I discovered it and I really like it, because a lot of the times when you have a soy product, it has this really distinct taste and I don't really like that about it, but this one doesn't have that. This one does have it a bit more, but I still like it. However, I prefer this one. And lately I also tried one of, it's more this one because it's also in this packaging, and it's lemon and lime, and I also really love that one. So the lemon and lime and this one as a dessert are my total favorite. What am I saying? In the coming weeks, I really would like to film a what I eat in a week video, because even though the lactose had changed a lot in how I still feel there are some other factors that still sometimes make me feel a bit uneasy, or I sometimes get a little bit constipated as well. Luckily not as bad anymore as what it used to be when I ate the lactose product. But I would love to show you what I changed in my eating pattern, because something I've been saying before, I still feel like gluten are really affecting me. I just get stomach aches after I eat pasta, bread, and all things that really contain gluten. And that's also something I've been trying to change up and just trying to eat as less as possible. And then there's one more thing that I feel like really affects me, and that is when my fiber intake is too low. That's also of course connected to the constipation, so I really try to eat enough fibers every day, up my fruit intake. But then also again, when you eat more fibers, you also really should watch your water intake, because otherwise you just get even more constipated. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not sure about it quite yet, but I feel like that has been influencing me as well. Then I would like to end this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any tips for me, leave them in the comments below, because I always love to learn more about it and just improve my health even more. And then thank you for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next video.